time to get started. Chess Wizard. Hello, my friend. Hello. Yes, sir. We got to put you down as the first chatter today.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Great song. Hope the family's doing well. Brother, sister, mom, dad. Hope everyone's doing well. Grandparents, everybody. Yeah, I gotta give Cash a lesson sometime soon online. Gotta do that. All right. So we are going to be working on our tournament today. Yeah, that's one of our goals. And we are going to be seeing games by, and let's go look at the games from from the candidates tournament, right? That'd probably be a good one to go check out. I don't think I had a chance to put them, because I usually put them into a study so we can look at them specifically. But I don't think I had a chance to do that. So let's go check out. It's SlyChess, MattBruce25. They came in first and second. Chess Wizard, you came in third. Great job. LNP came in fourth, and Flavio came in last. So it's going to be SlyChess against MattBruce, and maybe we should go look at the game where they played each other. So this is the game they played against each other. I kind of like this view because it shows you can actually see the bar, right? That the bar that shows you basically how they're doing per the computer. And you know me, I'm more interested in you guys using your wits and learning and your understanding than necessarily using the computer, but we got a computer analysis. They've definitely done a computer analysis because it's showing up. This one ended in a draw. Yes, there was no loss. It ended in a draw. Thought there was chances to win for both sides. All right. So we get a French defense. Nice. Didn't know SlyChess plays the French defense. So this will be interesting to see if we get multiple French defenses because it's a best of 5. So it means they play at least 3 games. And the one time they played each other, played to a draw. And we see that we're playing the advanced variation, and Black has a lot of opportunities, which we're not gonna talk too much about opening prep either side because they might be listening soon. We don't want to give anything away. By the way, the match will start at 8:45 p.m. tonight. 8:45 p.m. They should be here. One will challenge the other, and as you can see, I've already got the board set up. So we have MattBruce25 versus SlyChess Z. Those are their names on SlyChess, and we'll be able to track them. Neither one has an actual image, a picture, because they're both kind of camera shy, I guess. So SlyChess actually even streams without a picture. So one of the rare people that doesn't use a camera. So like these moves, let me turn off the computer. Best move arrow. We don't need that. We don't need no stinking best move arrow. We're going to be doing this on our own, guys. All right. And we get so we are still getting stuff because they did analysis already. So moves are marked. So I'm going to move this off to a study. I'm going to just take it out of here. And I'm going to put it in the world. I got a qualifiers. I got 2 qualifiers. I don't see that I made a candidate. Here we go. Under 1800 candidates. It's the only one I'll have in there for the moment, but it'll do, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, so we get the advanced variation. Good development. Questionable move. Not sure about its purpose. Might be to release the bishop, but not normal. Not normal. And then this move is not normal. Gosh, I really want to tell you about this opening, but again, in case they chime in, I don't want to give away things to one player or the other. So we'll just enjoy the game and not do that kind of commentary. So far, so good. Lots of maneuvering. This one looked really dangerous to me at the time. I was like, can you really do that? But yes, you can. And even takes with the check, takes the queen, and takes back with the pawn. It's no longer showing. That's true because I'm now in a study so we don't have the analysis bar. Yep, yep. Let me see if I can still put that up here without showing anything else is the key, right? So no, I don't know that I can do the evaluation gauge is showing that it's on, but it's not showing on the computer. And if I do a computer analysis, we're going to get everything else with it, so I'm going to leave it off. So nope, you won't see the bar. Nope, you won't see the bar. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way, actually using our brains. So when we look at this position and we say who's winning, let's count material. So there's multiple ways to analyze a position, and the one I teach most often is first check for material, then check for development, then check for, king safety is part of development, and then we're going to look at, actually there's what are my 4 factors? Ooh, I got to remember. I used to teach this all the time, and I haven't taught this in a while. So and I actually have a chart that I use where you could score each thing, and then if you're up by 2 or more points, I suggest that you find an attack. So definitely one is material, one is space, I know that, one is king safety, one is development, and my gut is telling me there's one more thing. Here, you know what? We're gonna see if I can find it real quick, because there is something online, and it's called. Let's search for Klubeck on war. I think it was. There was an article. Yeah. So this is an old article that's still out there. I mean, the internet never dies, right? So this is an old article that I wrote, and it's about chess. You guys should check it out. I will give you it's old. It's been out there for a while, but I'm going to put it in the chat, and you guys can check it out. So I would definitely revisit this and maybe change some things, but it looks like I got it right. Material, development, king safety, control of the center, space, and pawn structure. Look at that, guys. Man, this is back from 1997. I don't think you were born yet, Chess Wizard, right? Not even close, probably. 1997. You weren't even born. Man. And I wrote about those, those 6 areas. Wow, 6 areas. I did not remember this at all. I'm going to have to share this with Thinker Teacher, because we're talking about doing a collab on his elements, and this is what I taught. And I had this here. I'm going to have to go to full screen for a sec. And if you look, I have this table. And this table says you give points, right? And I give a method for you giving points for material, development, king safety, center, space, and pawn structure. And based on that, you can actually count, right? Give scores, plus, minus, 0. And based on the score, you could decide who's winning and who's losing. This is pretty cool. I haven't looked at this in a long time. So I'm going to have to review my own literature sometime soon. All right. So based on those factors, we can look at, let's check material first. So the easiest one, well, an important one, is pawns. Well, I know we're missing 2 pawns for black, so we're at 6 pawns. And I can see that we're missing 3 pawns for white, so he's only got 5 pawns. So black is ahead on material. Black gets the point on material. And it's by 1 point. Now let's check minor pieces. Equal. Rooks, same. All right, so we are equal in material except for 1 pawn down. White is down a pawn. Then we look at, actually next we're supposed to look at development. They both only have 1 piece developed. So neither one is doing well at development, and they have the same type of pieces, so it's not like an imbalance. In fact, bishops are of the same color. We can then look at king safety. Neither one has king safety, but the queens are off the board, 2 minor pieces off the board. We care less about king safety at this moment, as in don't need to tuck our king away. In fact, we might want to make our kings active, because we're at the phase of the game where the king might become an attacking piece already. So king safety at this stage is a little late to look at it because we're not worried about it as much. Control of the center. Well, there's only one here, and this one is past the center and not hitting the center. Black definitely is controlling the center as much as he can. The white squares, the black squares are up for grabs. Nobody's controlling them. All right. And then we have pawn structure and space. Pawn structure and space. So pawn structure, we have an island. And we have a pawn as an island to itself. It's not a passed pawn. It is an isolated pawn, an isolani, because it's a single pawn all by itself, and it's extended all the way up to the 5th rank already. This is a big target for black. Black's definitely, this is a target for black. So pawn structure's looking bad for white. Let's look at black. Black has an isolated pawn. He has 3 islands also. And his isolated pawn isn't as bad because it's not extended as far. So black is winning in the sense of pawn structure and in material. Black is winning this game. Black is winning this game right now based on our analysis. Now, how do you go about winning the game? Right? Rooks belong on open files. Black has 2. White has 3. We have a weak pawn that only the bishop cannot protect, and if you push it, it's a goner. So we want to pile up as much as we can on that pawn. We're going to want to get rooks on that pawn probably. And so since this one hits a pawn, semi-open file, I'm envisioning the way this game should go is that black piles up on this pawn, wins this pawn, and is up 2 pawns. And by the way, either way, he has a passed pawn that wants to be pushed. So that's how you go about trying to win this game. So white castles, again, didn't need to because, why? Because the queens are off the board, minor pieces off the board. Don't need to castle. Definitely gets the knight moving. That's a good idea. It comes in with an obvious attack. Now, black can castle and protect the pawn, or black can say, you know what? I'm going to start taking away white squares from you, and I can do this. Remember, I do want to get my knight here probably to attack this pawn, but there's no rush. So I can do this first as a possibility, or I can castle. Black says, nope, I'll just protect this way, but I'm not crazy about it because it blocks the king off from that square. We want to be on that square, but I'm okay with it, especially if we push this pawn eventually, maybe get the knight to attack from over here. But then I'm back to, why not just chase this guy away? So we could chase the guy away, and we don't chase the guy away. I would have preferred chase the guy away, keep my king in the center, because the king, again, at the endgame would be a more attacking piece. So this is an understanding of endgame play. This bishop has to find a home. Can't go there, it's free candy. Could go here, here, here. That's about it. So let's say he goes back to here. The knight already doesn't have these squares, so I don't need to worry about it. I do want to eventually get this push so I can get my knight here. So I can do it right away, or I can bring the king up. I like bringing the king up. Now the king is moving up towards the center. I'm going to push this pawn pretty soon. I'm going to get this knight here and attack here, and I'm feeling good about my game. Okay, that's kind of like my game plan. But anyway, we don't get that. We get a castle, and we do get the bishop leaving on its own. No idea why. Bishop leaves on its own, so now we get an attack. Knight does have a square to go to protect it, and he doesn't protect it at all. The knight can take and thereby protect, and he does. So good job there. If I turn on computer analysis in the top right corner, then hit the hamburger, and make sure the evaluation gauge is on, and then turn off best move arrow, and that should do it. Okay, let's see. Computer analysis is enabled. Best move arrow is turned off. Valuation gauge is on. Annotations on board is on. Infinite analysis is on. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. You said turn on the computer. Oh wait, let's. There you go. There you go. All right. I had to do it on the other screen. There you go. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Once again, you are of great help. Let's get back to the tournament view. But now we have the computer analysis to back up what I'm saying. How's that? You guys can look at that and say we're doing a good job. So black is winning, clearly winning, way above half. Here's your halfway point, guys. So black is winning way above halfway, right there, halfway. And we get an opportunity to trade knights. Actually, there's nothing wrong with trading knights here. And if you had taken with the bishop or with the rook, it doesn't matter. Black is looking good. We get an attack on the pawn. We just have to protect the pawn. And black goes hunting for more trades. Viable? Yes. Viable? Yes. Yes. Okay. Takes, and now finally we get protection of the pawn. But we get 2 rooks on you, and you can't defend it again. So we're going to lose a pawn back. So that's no real problem. We could just go here. If he takes, we take, rook takes back, and we start pushing the passed pawn. That can work, but we're dropping material, guys. And that's why here I think there was no reason to do this. I don't think there was a reason to do that. I like getting here, but just imagine back a while ago, remember? If the king were still here, the king could be a second defender, and the king and the rook together would hold this pawn in the face of both rooks. Even if you had traded rooks, traded bishops, you would have been in great shape because you can't get to this pawn. Cannot get to that pawn. Would have been in great shape. So, a little depressing that that he drops that, and we get to push. But see, we're pushing without anyone protecting you. So I've said many times a simple saying, right? Passed pawns want to be pushed. Push past pawns. How's that? Push past pawns. Say that 3 times fast. Push past pawns. Push past pawns. Push past. I can't do it. But anyway, push past pawns, but only after you've protected it. We can't just throw him out there on his own, not with a rook hanging around to kill him, and now there's no way to stop him. That pawn is gone. Gone. And notice he had to move a pawn, get his king out way late. And again, he pushes the pawn instead of protecting it. So now the rook can go here, and you cannot protect the pawn. He throws a check in, and he takes this pawn, and it's ugly. And even at this stage, right, now you see the bar. Obviously, if we do a count, it's 3 pawns versus 1. White should win this game. Clearly, white should win this game. White should clearly win this game, guys, but we're falling apart. So, first of all, black could just take. Pawn still can't push. Rook would take it off. That's a free pawn. Yes, you'd lose that pawn, but you know what? So what? You're down to 1 pawn. Very hard to queen with 2 rooks on the board. And if the rooks get traded off, as long as the black king can get opposition in front of the pawn, it's a draw. So we've said this 100 times. Endgames, endgames, endgames is critical. Everybody needs to learn their endgames. Right here, guys, black has an easy chance to get a drawn game. But we don't go for, and we get that pawn. That's a sweet one to get because it's way out there by himself, right? We could have taken this pawn. The king still couldn't move forward. The rook couldn't move forward. So you're kind of stuck anyway. This one may have been a better pawn to take. You can't go here to try to force trade rooks. And so what does he do? I mean, he can move his king this way. You can go after it. He still can't move he has to move his king out of the way, moving it back, and you're looking pretty good with pushes later on of your own. So that pawn may have still been the better pawn to take, but he does take here. And he could have taken the rook and lost the game because the king takes back, king can go here, and then the king can go here, and it's not looking good for black. So good job not trading, but now, whoa. Now take the, why not take the pawn? We get another check. We get another move. We get a move with the king. And finally we take the pawn. Guys, that pawn was available a long time ago. Right here, first time said, boom, take the pawn, and you're looking healthy. Again, king can't come forward, and your rook is sitting here, and your rook gets to move again. You're looking really good, at least for a draw. But he luckily gets another chance at it. Gets the rook, and now he is blocking off, and there's no king here to bother you. So now he's blocking off and going to win this pawn. And so he does. He takes the right way. And I think they agreed to a draw at this point. And it is a draw. And it's a draw because it's white to move. White to move. And white can do whatever you want. So you can do this. And it's a draw. Because black is behind the pawn. And you'll never get his king in front of the pawn if white plays it correctly. Hey, Doro. How are you? If white plays it correctly. But I've not been impressed with the endgame up to this point, so I'm sorry, I would have played it out. But they both made it into the finals by doing that. So here, I wouldn't have, here they agreed to a draw, and if I'm black, I'm like, no, why would I draw? I have all the chances to win. You come here, I take here. Your king moves, let's see if you know how to draw. Let's see if you know how to draw. I would make them play it out in a heartbeat. Into pawn moves, you take, king can come up, you get here, and you still have the opposition. Now, granted, this should be a standard easy draw to do, but do they know how to do the draws? Chess Wizard's online, and I know I've taught you endgames, and I still watched the game the other day against Brandon, I believe it was, during his lesson, and you did not play the endgame correctly, and I was like, what? What's he doing? He knows the endgame. He knows the end game. How does he not play the end game? So they played to a draw. It's going to be an interesting match today. It's going to be a very, very interesting match to see how it goes because they played to a draw. Let's see. Other than that, SlyChess beat LLNP and Flavio, both strong players. And Matt Bruce had a bye, and he beat Chess Wizard. So they have not even played the same players to get here. One played Chess Wizard, and they played each other. The other one played LLMP and Flavio. And that's why Chess Wizard, if Chess Wizard had 2.5 points, instead of his loss, if he had 2.5 points, he would have, he would have been in the championship because he should have been in there over tie breaks. Well, first of all, it's a great question. So there's a chess open in your state. Is it your state open or is it chess tournament? And opens, chess opens, all that really means is that anyone can play in it, right? Any rating can play in it. Most tournaments, state tournaments especially, like state championships, but most opens will also have non-open sections. So the open section, anybody can play in it. Grandmasters all the way down to unrateds can play in the open section. Then they'll have like an under 2200, under 2100, under 1800, under 1400, under 1200 unrated section or beginner section. And so that just gives, the reason they do the different sections is so that one, more people have chances to win first place in their section, not overall. And it's more fair, right? You're playing against players, still a wide range of players, and you could always play up. So if you were USCF rated 1200, you could play in the under 1800 rated section, even though there's an under 12, under 13, under 14, under 15. You could jump all of those and play in the under 1800 if you wanted to. So you don't have to play. All it does is restrict where you can't play. So if you're 1800, you can't play in the under 1200 section. So okay, so that's explaining that. Now, so the next question was, any reason not to enter? No reason not to enter. Go have fun, play. Please, if you haven't played over the board tournaments ever, learn your etiquette. Know the rules. They usually will, I always do a briefing before we start the tournament, going over the basic rules and etiquette. Please attend it and please pay attention. But if you know the proper etiquette and all that, then cool, go for it. And I don't think you have to have low expectations. And it doesn't matter how long you've been playing. I think you shouldn't have low expectations. It depends on what you're trying to get out of it. So if you're going in with the idea that I'm going to have fun, I'm going to play some good chess, I'm going to meet other chess players, then what's wrong? Those are good expectations. There's no low expectations. But if you're going in with, oh, I might win a trophy or I might win some money, you might, but hopefully that's not your major reason for playing. It's not a good way to make money. Unless you're the world champion or one of the top grandmasters, it's really hard to make money playing chess. Really hard. Okay. Good. Definitely take them up on it. Lessons free from a title player? Take them up on it. That's really kind and generous, and make sure you're very thankful. And yeah, etiquette's easy though. Etiquette's easy. You don't talk when you play. Etiquette rule number 1. You don't slam your pieces. You don't slam the clock. You don't make any kind of distractions like noises, ticks, and tapping your fingers, playing with a pen. Right? There you go. If you do all that's basic etiquette. And you don't talk except to offer a draw or decline a draw. And you do it politely. Shake hands before the game starts. You can say good luck, hit your clock, game starts. Shh, play. Etiquette's easy. Etiquette's easy. Just unfortunately, a lot of people that are starting to play in tournaments that never ever played in their life are playing because they watched the Queen's Gambit, and that's actually not unfortunate. That's fortunate. It's great. The Queen's Gambit brought more people into chess. The unfortunate part is they think that what they saw in the Queen's Gambit is how you're supposed to play, in which case, when you see Beth Harmon and others talk to each other during the tournament, that's actually not proper. Do people do it? Yeah. Do people get in trouble for doing it? Yeah. Sometimes, because you're not supposed to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right? And if you have any questions during your game, don't ask your opponent. Go find an arbiter or director. Go find, and if you're playing in a state tournament or a small tournament, it's going to be a director. Go find a tournament director. There's probably assistants running around, and ask them the questions, guys. Don't ask your opponent. It's not his job to explain to you how to keep score, how to use the clock, what's legal. Your opponent's not supposed to tell you those things. Go ask a director. Don't don't even talk to your opponent about any of that stuff. And you'd be great. You'd be great. You do fine. All right, so tonight we have our World Championship, and not the qualifier, but the qualifier. We'll have a new qualifier this coming Tuesday. And we modified chess a little bit. You have to be under 1800 SlyChess and under 1525 chess.com. So, if you find yourself that you fit those criteria, please feel free. We'd love to have you. Join us for our qualifier. We have 3 qualifiers. If you come in on the top half of a qualifier, then up to 4 players, then you get to play in the candidates tournament. On the that'll be the 4th Tuesday. You get to play in the candidates tournament. If you win the candidates tournament, you get the challenge for the world championship. And tonight we're going to crown a world champion, a new world champion. Our current one is Blind 3050, but he's already over 1800, so he had to relinquish his crown. We will be crowning a brand new world champion tonight. But you can qualify over the next 3 weeks to have a chance to challenge that world champion for the championship. All right? Kind of exciting. Kind of looking forward to it. I am looking, not kind of. And tonight we have a best of 5. So first one to win 3 games. So that was SlyChess's and MattBruce's draw. That was their draw. We can look at SlyChess and LLMP. I think that game was close too. I think, in fact, that game had the potential to go either. I thought that he actually could have, he being LLMP might have won that game, but he didn't. So let's take a look at that one. And then the other one I want to look at real quick. Let's see. We can close this one. Let's see. So that would be SlyChess. Let's check MattBruce. He only played Chess Wizard. Chess Wizard is higher rated than him at the time. But We know that he's a little bit not, he hasn't played a lot of games on SlyChess, so I think his rating is better. Hey, Bold, now you're here? Oh, what's the penalty? Forfeit for talking at the table. Totally up to the director. So I can tell you as a director, yeah, hi. You missed the candidates tournament, man. You were one of our 7 candidates. Sudaku's had to drop out because he was working. It would have been a perfect 6. So, and nobody would have gotten a bye, and you were nowhere to be found. You disappeared on me. But to your question, so no, you do not forfeit the game for talking. That's no. It could be if you continue to, but normally what happens is, the person will ask you, shh. The director, me, I'm usually telling, shh. I usually come over. Usually it's not someone telling me. As a director, I come over and say, what are you guys talking about? There's no talking. Because I'm working with beginners, right? Kids a lot of times. And usually what you get, they forgot to hit their clock. And I say, okay, no, you don't tell them they forgot to hit their clock. It's nice of you, but just make your move and hit your clock. And they'll notice their clock was running the whole time. Don't worry about it. All right? Don't talk. Or they'll tell me, I was asking because I lost, my score sheet was wrong and I wanted to copy and catch up on, and I tell them, no, you do that at the end of the game. You guys can go over the game together and fix your score sheets. You don't have to do it in the middle of the game. And you definitely don't ask your opponent to look at their score sheet so you can fix yours. Your clock is running, play the game. You're right? So you advise them. But let's say you get just people that don't know what they're doing and they're being rude, or they do know what they're doing and they don't care. So they sit there and they do things like, like Sudaku's had somebody, I think that's me in 3, right? I think I got you. Or, oh man, you saw that, huh? You can't do that. You can't do that. So your opponent can tell you, please follow proper rules and don't talk while we're playing. But you can also just call the director and say, could you please tell him not to talk to me during the game? And the director will look at him and say, you're not supposed to talk during the game. Please refrain from doing that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to penalize you. And I can penalize you with time off your clock. I can't take away material. But I can definitely cut your time down. I can give your opponent more time for you talking, right? Because you're distracting him. So it's easy to say, well, you're distracting him. I'm going to take 2 minutes off your clock. I could do that as a penalty. And if you continue to do it, yes, I can forfeit you. I can just say, you lose. Get up, go, and you're out of my tournament too, right? Because you're not going to follow the rules, then get out of my tournament, you're out of here. But, yeah. Good, you should. Bolt, you should. The next qualifier is Tuesday. So, Bolt, it's pretty straightforward, man. First, second, and third Tuesdays, we have qualifying tournaments. The qualifier runs from 8:45 until 10 o'clock. And it usually doesn't take that long. We have as many places we can get. All have to be under 1800. That's an open arena tournament. No, what do you call it? Berserk. But we do have the arena streaks. The top half up to 4 players. The top half up to 4 players. I might change it. If we get like 20 players, I might say, I'll take the top 10 then. But it's the top half. At the top half, qualified that week. We get 3 chances to qualify. You only have to qualify once. 3 chances, 3 weeks in a row to qualify. The next week, the 4th week, there's always 1, 2, 3. The 4th week, we have the candidates tournament where all those who qualified, which you did, would play for a chance to play against the world champion. Okay? Yes. And I don't know if it's not ethical, but they're not knowledgeable, right? They don't know the rules as well as they should. All right, we have 10 minutes before the match is supposed to start. I don't know if our combatants are here. I see SlyChess is, at least he's online on SlyChess. I don't see MattBruce online on SlyChess. Yes. Hey, SlyChess, you're here also. All right, Bolt. All right, because you had qualified, man. I feel really bad. We tried to track you down. Sly, you're here, so you're good to go. We're just waiting for MattBruce to show up because he's only got 10 minutes. Sly, you have blacked the first game. If you don't mind, I will have you challenge MattBruce25 to a 10+3 rated game. There you go. And after you challenge him to that game, starting at 8:45, you can do all the challenges if you like, but you'll have black, then you'll have white, and if you guys, and which is going to keep alternating. And first one to 3 points is our champion. If you guys continue to be tied, we get to play up to 5 games. If after 5 games you guys are still tied and we don't have a winner, then we'll probably play a single game playoff and try again. If you guys continue to draw every game, which would be rare, then we'll think about doing a faster time control and a faster time control and a faster time control until we get a winner. All right. So SlyChess is here. We were looking over some of you guys' games just peripherally, not trying to get, because we don't want to give anything away, right? We don't want anyone to, we don't want to help anybody with their game prep before time. Well, so what was interesting though is if you look, SlyChess played the French against MattBruce, and MattBruce played the French against Chess Wizard. So it's pretty interesting. Now SlyChess had white against LNP, so we can't see if he would have played the French again. But hey, how about this for interesting? We had another French. So 3 out of the games that our top 2 players played were Frenches. A lot of French going on, which I like because I play the French guys. So I kind of like seeing all those Frenches out there. I tell you what, I like it. In fact, if we go to I'm just going to go over to while we're killing time, waiting, because now we only have 7 minutes, so I'm not going to go into a deep lesson while we only have 7 minutes to go. If we look in my games, I also play the French, so let me find a game with black. Hey, Doro, here's a game we played against each other, but you played D4, so that's not the French. So we don't want to look at that one. I tried the French against TK, and I blew it, guys. I lost this game, so let's go look at that game. I lost a French, guys, so let's see. Boom, boom, boom. We get a lot of trades, a lot of fun stuff. And I am black in this game. And I don't, so this bishop many times is a problem child. And I think right now it's definitely a problem child. And looking at this game now, I'm thinking, maybe here would have been nice. Get this out, get this out. I needed to think about getting this bishop active. Here, I need to get the bishop active, and the queen over here is fine. I think I was waiting that I could always get the queen over there, but then this blocks the queen off from the king side. Right, so did not play that game very well. It was a 5+3. I'm not that great at speed. Full SlyChess name is MattBruce25. MattBruce25. So I think this was a mistake in retrospect because it kept the queen out. Because at this time I was thinking, boy, it would have been great to be able to put the queen there. That had been, I thought, my plan, and I can't do it. And look, this bishop does not get developed. And you know me, I really lament the bishop not being developed. And here we are again moving the queen, and right, it still can't get all the way across. So I had options. I could have went here first, but that still doesn't get me across because this knight's going to sit here forever. Maybe I should have just brought it here and then brought it up here. That might have been nicer. And like you guys know, I don't usually use the computer because that's the way my brain thinks. But look at this right now. At this stage, it says black is winning. That's pretty cool. Yes, checkmate. Just in time. Just in time. We have 5 minutes. So let's go over the rules so we can get you guys ready. Let me open up a new window. And I'm going to follow Sly. We're going to follow SlyChess. And so that way Sly is going to challenge you to a game. And when he does, then we will be able to see it, and I will be broadcasting it. All right, so I'm going to wait till we get the game going, but it definitely looks like I'm going to have to resize my screen a little bit. Incorrect. Sly is black. He's going to challenge you. It will be a 10+3. Don't let me forget this. First person to 3 points or higher wins. First player to 3 points or more wins. And so we have the scoreboard up here. It's a best of 5. You know, sometime maybe we'll even go with a best of 7 in the future. But right now we're doing best of 5. It is 10 plus 3. All of the games are for our qualifier, for our candidates, and for the championship. I keep them all the same, 10 plus 3, so you guys can practice, study. You know, it's consistent. It's not going to be the time of the game to mess you up. The time of the game should be the same every game that you play in the Tiberian under 1800 World Championship. And we're looking at possibly adding another. So, Bolt, you were asking about. Oh no, was it you, Bolt, that was asking about sections? No, it was Doro. So, or about playing in an open. So I'm looking at having we have an under 1800. I'm thinking we might also do a World Championship for like under 2000. Thinking about an under 2000. Now that still keeps people like me and Ratchet out of it, but that would allow some of our players that have gotten over 1800 to still play in another World Championship, and we probably could do them simultaneously. Or I can do one at 8 o'clock and start the other one at 9 o'clock. But then I'm not teaching anymore, we're just doing tournaments. Nah, I want to keep teaching. So we'll figure it out. We might do it simultaneously. All right, so you have 2 minutes to go. We don't want to start early. We can't start early because people know it's at 8:45, and we might have people showing up and go, wait, what do you mean you started already, right? We don't want to miss anything. All right, so etiquette-wise, there is no giving each other time. There is no giving each other extra time. You can, you definitely, it should be rated 10 plus 3. Anything else? Anything else that you guys are curious about? Obviously, no use of outside devices or help. You can't even have somebody over your shoulder. Chat can't help you. And you guys are going to want to turn off your sound so you don't hear me commentate on your game. And I'm happy to have me up in the background somewhere, right? But you want to come back after each game. We're going to chat after each game. We'll talk a little bit, see how you did, give you a chance to take a deep breath and get ready for the next game. And then we'll send you off to play the next game. So after every game, come back to the chat, turn on your sound so you can hear me, and we'll just talk to you a little bit. You'll answer through chat, and then we'll get you started on the next game. Sly will do all the challenges. I just chose one of you to do it, so he's going to do it. And we can get started in, oh, no, still not yet. Still not yet. Do you guys have any questions before we get started? Okay, good, good. First one, the 5 points. We're keeping score. And, we should do a prediction. Let's do a quick prediction. Yes, you could rematch him in between games, and you guys could just keep doing rematches, but it has to change the color. Just make sure that it changes the color, and then you can do a rematch. And just don't get started so soon because we want to give a chance, right? We want to give a chance for us to see what's going on. All right, we're going to do a prediction so everybody can predict who will be our next world champion, under 1800 world champion. All right, and so one outcome will be SlyChess Z, and we're doing this so anybody that shows up, MattBruce25. All right, and we're going to give you guys, because we don't want to wait too long, we're going to only give you guys 1 minute to vote, because, you know, you don't want to wait till the game's too far in. Well, we'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you that. All right, guys, prediction is out there. So now that the prediction is out, Sly, you've already sent the challenge. Checkmate, you can go ahead and accept the challenge. It is 8:45. Good luck, gentlemen. Good luck. We will be watching and commentating. Don't forget to turn off your sound. And then come back. All right, we're waiting for the match to start. And there we go. We have a match, guys. Let's turn on the clock. And they are wasting no time getting into a French again. Just like we saw that they had played a French last time, they have another one. No surprise here, I don't believe. I'm going to make the board a little nicer while they play through the first few moves. Hey, Allison, how are you? Allison lives. So this is not a tournament. This is a World Championship match. This is a match. Hey, thank you for the follow. We do have an under 1800 qualifier. I don't know if you've seen it, because if you join when you join the chat is when you see the broadcast, the chats. You don't see previous chats. So I'll put it out in the chat for you again. Take a look at that, and feel free to join us Tuesday for the World Qualifier. If you come in the top half of the tournament, you get to play in the candidates and thereby play in the championship. So it looks like they are playing the exact same line they did in their candidates tournament, and the question is, did they go and study it? Did they go and analyze it? Are they ready? All right, so did they study this line? Because they went into a drawn game in this line. This is the exact same line, guys. So I'm wondering if they both are ending up playing the exact same line, except we have a new move here. And the question is, did Sly and Matt go out and look it up? Did they study it? Oh, I'm very interested to see how much preparation they put in to figure this one out. Very interested to see. This is exciting that they're playing the exact same line we looked at. This is the exact same line up to a few moves that we looked at, and this is exactly what you do when you're prepping for a match, not for a tournament, but a specific match of a one-on-one match where you know you're playing, who you're playing, and you can look up what they've played in the past. Well, they don't have to look up what they played in the past because they're playing each other. They already played each other one game in the candidates. So here's a chance for them to check out what they played, and hopefully they did some checking and decided on the best route. So I would love to see this move right now, guys. Because what does White do? What does White do to keep from losing this? If he blocks, right? He can't block here, it's just got to take it off. If he blocks here, he loses this piece. Oh, guys, you know, this is where he's got to check it out, because he might get the same opening again on the third game when he has black again. If he went here with check, the king has to move, because if the king doesn't move, you drop the piece. You would drop the piece, guys. Wow, look at that opportunity. What a great opportunity. He had it the other game. He didn't know it. He didn't see it. I remember I didn't want to say anything because they might be listening, but now they're not supposed to be listening. We had an opportunity. This would have been devastating. The king would have had to move and lose his opportunity to castle. And with that move, then you still, you could always bring it back here. That would have been brilliant, guys. That would have been so good. Just one square short. It's like when I saw it moving, I'm like, oh, is it gonna? It didn't make it there. It missed the mark. But imagine here, what does he do? He would have lost a piece, guys. And being up a piece, wow! To start the first game, this early in the game, that would have been awesome. So Allison, and all you have to do is join our 4 live stream team. I will definitely approve you. And once you're on the team, then you'll get a notice about the qualifier tournament. So it'll remind you. Tuesdays at 8:45. Love to have you join. All right, so now what? We could do this. 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3. So takes. We still. I mean, this is looking good for black. He can also take here. He also has this option. He has a lot of options, guys. This is looking good. Yeah, knight to d2 would have covered up the protection from the queen. Chess wizard. That's what we're looking for in preparation. Match preparation is different than tournament preparation. Now, that said, in the candidates, they knew their opponents, right? They knew who their opponents were going to be in the candidates based on who qualified. So they could have prepped, just like we're talking about prepping for this game, they could have looked up and said, oh, so-and-so plays this. Oh, so-and-so plays this line. And they could have been prepped for each one of their opponents, possible opponents, in the candidates tournament. So you could even do that. But in a match, once you get down to a one-on-one match, there's absolutely no reason not to prep for that specific person because you know who you're playing. And you can look up their games. They're all on SlyChess. They're on chess.com. You can look up people's games. And here, they can even look at the games they had just played in this tournament, in this exact tournament that they played in just a little bit ago. So this one shouldn't take them too much time to think over. I don't know why we would be thinking. This is what always amazes me about the clock, guys. Why would you spend any time thinking about that one? All right, it's an automatic move. We might see, weird stuff like this, but I think by far this is best. Could have done this if he's willing to trade off the queens. But I'm looking at this pawn is weak. He can't push the pawn to protect it. He's lost his dark squared bishop. They both have no dark squared bishop. So this pawn becomes very problematic. How do I protect that pawn? And he's probably thinking he wants to castle. But black is looking pretty good first game. Oh, this is exciting, guys. And they drew last time, so we have no idea how well, who's the better player, because they played totally equal. And in fact, if you look, they've played twice before that, and they split. So SlyChess won the first time they ever played, and you guys can't see, that's at the bottom. SlyChess won the first time they ever played, Matt won the second time, and then they drew. So that does nothing to protect the pawn. Does nothing to protect the pawn. So black still has a free pawn. Because if he takes, you just take. If the queen takes, you take back. No worries. You got a free pawn here. Does he take the free pawn, guys? Does he take the free pawn? Will he take the free pawn? Wow, what an exciting... This is going to be a nice match. If they play this quality all the way through, this is nice quality. I'm happy with the quality of play of these two combatants for the World Championship. Yeah, doesn't it? Oh, yes, it does. It's chess stalking, but it's a good... See, stalking has a very bad connotation, which is appropriately bad, right? Stalking has a bad connotation, which is appropriately bad, so we don't want to probably let's call it stalking, right? That's just probably not good. All right, I just like this. Let's just simplify. Takes, queen takes, pawn takes, bishop can hold here. Knight can come back. Just don't get a rook here, pinning your knight. But even if you do, you don't want a knight. But yeah, I mean, you're going to take. It's just a question of, do you want to keep the queens on the board? That's really the only question. Do you want to keep? Yes, he does. He wants to keep the queens on the board. That much is obvious, guys. All right, now he's got a castle, because otherwise he's going to get a pin on that knight, and but he can't even push the pawn now because the queen is still hitting. So he chose not to trade, and now he's gonna be hankered with a pawn that he's got to protect for a while. Not too hard to protect, but he's got to protect, because right now it's attacked twice, and it's going to be attacked a third time quite quickly. But again, no worries, he can deal with it. This is definitely playable. Black is fine. And black is up one pawn. That's all he's up, guys. Black is up one pawn. So after all this, black is up one pawn. But I showed you in this line, black could have been up a piece probably, or white's position would have been a horrendous situation. So missed opportunities. We're going to have to see if he can get into those opportunities. Right now he has fun stuff like this, followed up by that, but then what, right? Yeah, he has to move up. And then you can do a discovered attack on him. Oh my gosh. You know, he can win. He can win material right here. This was a mistake. This was a mistake blocking the queen. And right now, white, he didn't. Black has opportunities. Black has tactical opportunities. Attacks the rook. If the rook comes over, attacks the rook. Rook comes up, attacks the queen, and now we're going to get the exchange, or we're going to win the queen. He's going to move the queen. You're going to take the. He had tactical opportunities. And where's he go? Oh my gosh, we don't like the queen in the corner. We don't like putting the queen in timeout. The queen hasn't done anything bad. The queen's a great piece. It's been wanting to play. Could have went here. Could have went here. Even could have went here to get over here. Look at this. Checkmate possibilities later. But what is he going to do from over here, guys? What is he going to do from over here? He's been put in timeout. Black does not like his queen. Black says, you've been a bad queen. You're in timeout. You're not going to get to play. And so now white's pieces, which were poorly coordinated, I guess he didn't want to go here because he saw this. So this move, yes, attacked the pawn twice, but with the queen here, he just had this nasty little fork. So he couldn't really put the knight there that I was talking about earlier. Right here, I said, oh, if the knight comes here, he has another attacker, but he can't do it right away, because if he does it, there's a pawn there. But I think he could have probably gotten away with it. Now, I think you need to be able to attack the queen, but that doesn't work because you just take, he takes back, and then you still take the knight. So yeah, he couldn't put the knight there, but this was still a bad square also. It would have been not as bad, but black just has so much. Black should have dominated that. Wow. So black had great opportunities. I really don't like the queen in the corner. I really feel like the queen is being punished for something he really didn't do. So now I think he needs to find a way to get the queen back into the game. The queen needs to be involved in the game, not put in timeout. That's just my thought process. The queen needs to be in the game, not put in timeout. And so I do see this. I do see this, but he could take first, and then what? What does he get after he takes? Nothing. So I mean, he could take. Black could take, and black still goes up the exchange because if you save your knight, he saves his bishop. If you take his bishop, he takes your knight. And so now he gets this, but it's not going to work because the fork doesn't stay. Because then you take back this way, and then he moves the rook. And then he moves the rook, guys. I do like this, though, with possibilities here. Unfortunately, this guy's still in your way. But the bishop does hold the knight. So that rook moves. You're still threatening this. And now you put the question to the knight. Does that work? So rook takes, right? Rook takes. And then you move the rook. Where to? Can't go here. Could go here. But the rook moves. And when the rook moves, even if he wants to come all the way down here, you could put the question to the knight. Because if the knight moves, queen gets this move in. Not that it's mate, but it's annoying. We like being annoying. We like causing trouble, and that would cause some trouble. I don't know how much trouble, but it would cause trouble. Could even take with the knight, attacking the queen, and then you have a discovered a check, because the queen has to move. This is better. This is better. Put the question to the knight, while the knight could just go here. The knight could just go here. The knight could just go there and take away all your fun, guys. That would take away all the fun. Ah, too bad. Too bad. Guess the pawn could go here. Then if he goes there, then you chase him again. Then he comes back, and then you chase him again. Ha! That may be a way to make it work. This is just, there's so many complications. Okay, we figured that had to come, and that's an obvious move. And now the other rook has to move. And then what's complicated is you want to do this one, but then if you see this, you're like, well, that doesn't work. But if I do this one, and he goes here, I can chase him again, then he comes back, and then I could chase him with this one, and wow. And then your queen gets in. Or the knight gets in, like I said. If the knight takes here, right? The knight takes here. Now, you'd actually end up winning this knight, though, because the knight would have no squares to go to. If the pawn is here, and the pawn is here, and the knight's here, the knight can't even go here or here. That knight's just lost. That's lost. Knight to e3 blocks the queen. Yeah, but that's why we use this one. Yeah, we're both thinking the same way. It's just, and this is how you analyze, right? You say, well, I want to do this, but then he goes here, and how do I get rid of him? Well, if I go here to move him, he still has to go there, and then I can get rid of him. And if he comes back, I can do that. Oh, he gives up the rook, guys. Wow. Okay. Wow, he gave up the rook. He gave up the rook. I thought almost for a second he gave up the queen, but he only gave up the rook. Maybe he's looking, he doesn't even get a bank rank mate out of it. Okay, he just gave up the rook for a knight. Black is looking very good, even though this is still a horrible square. He needs to get this queen in the game sooner or later. Maybe here and slide the queen over. Okay, not sure what he's waiting for. Unless he doesn't know the piece values, right? If he thinks, oh, my rook isn't as good as the, that's a 3 and that's a 5, guys. That's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. He doesn't really have anything here. This is protected. I mean, he could have tried chasing first. Right? He could have tried chasing first and see what else he got out of it, but then this would later be a check. Alright. So now we're almost at an endgame. Right? Maybe push the pawn, free the queen, because the queen's still in timeout. And really, yes, if you didn't notice, that bothers me that the queen was put in, it's like why? Why is the queen in timeout? What did it ever do? You can also bring the bishop back. Just have to be worried about these knights coming in. These knights can be very annoying, guys. These knights can be very annoying. And there's 2 of them. It would be nice to get rid of one of them. Like maybe bishop here and skewer the knights. Get rid of one of them. I mean, you're definitely ready to go to simplified endgame. I like the bishop here. I like the bishop there. Trading off one of the knights. Life is good. And you can do it right now. He can still do it. Go here, threaten to take here. You can also put his queen here, because if he takes your, oh no, his queen gets back. Queen gets back. My bad. And this check doesn't work because the knight just takes. So again, I want to get rid of that. See, we gave away 2 pawns and we put our piece in timeout. I don't understand the timeout thing he keeps doing. He could have put the bishop here to protect the pawn, but he put it here, which doesn't protect the pawn. Now it does cover that square. I'll give you that. Potential for later mates. But yeah, it just doesn't feel right to me. So go here, attack the knight. Attack the knight. Threaten mates. What do you guys think? Oh, better yet. Come here. Hit him here. Oh, that's much better. Yeah. Come here. Hits here and threatens mate here. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Look at that. Nice. Oh, okay. But that would have threatened the knight. And even if the knight comes back, you're still mating. I think you're still mating. No, then the queen can come back because the knight would be here. But of course you could push. Anyway, let's see what happens. I do like this better than doing nothing. And his opponent's down to 38 seconds. Oh, what a good game. What an exciting game, guys. This is exciting. And it does look like SlyChess looked at his analysis and prepped a little bit, but I think both of them prepped. But I think they both missed stuff because they had better opportunities. Now, no blunders, and he's doing fine. He can't afford to blunder away the game. Right? You can blunder away this game, guys. This is not hard to blunder. very easy to mess up. So he's got to play solid. You know, blunders like this, bad news. But he can just do good moves like this, protects the pawn, gets his queen a little active. This does too. It says let's trade. I got a rook. Rook is definitely better in the endgame. Doesn't want to trade. You can't leave your rook now. Now you can't leave your rook. You could throw a spite. Oh, it's not a spite check. You could throw a check in, but what does that do for you? He is attacking a new pawn. You could push the pawn. You could just bob. You could chase the knight. And then that does give him a check. I kind of like pushing the knight again, though, because where does the knight go now? Where does the knight go now? Yes. Yes, I like that. Where does the knight go now? Here loses. Or is it this first? Maybe it's that first? And then things like that? I don't know. I don't know. Ah, look at that. Can just start pushing the passed pawn. We know passed pawns want to be pushed. The good news about this move is he doesn't have to worry about the king being back rank mated. He does drop a pawn, but it doesn't matter because this pawn is going to queen if he wants it to. If he wants it to. And I would just be pushing away. That's me. Oh, or you could say check and win the knight. Yes, yes, maybe better. Maybe better, guys. Takes here, and now he's threatening mate. He only has one legal, well, he only has one legal move. He's trying to get that, he almost got that coordination to get the rook, but that's mate. Yes. Wow, what a game, guys. All right, what a game. What a great game. If you guys don't know, we have sounds you could do with just bits. I mean, bits with channel points. What a great game. What a great game. Oh my goodness. Great game, guys. Are you back? That was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. Looking forward to the next game, guys. Take a breather if you're back. Let's give him just a minute. Yeah, man. Yeah, give him a second. Let's just give him a little bit of time, just to relax a little bit, get the breath. Look at that. 9.1 seconds left for Matt on the checkmate, and SlyChess had 46 seconds left. They are using their clocks, guys. They are using their clocks. No, I did not. The poll ends after 2 minutes, but I won't give the results of the prediction until we know who the champion is. Because we don't know who the champion is, guys. All right, so let me give our first point to SlyChess. He gets 1. All right, so SlyChess is up 1-0. Good games, guys. Good games for both of you. Best of 5. Great job. We're excited. This was good quality. We're going to have some awesome games to look at on Tuesday. We will definitely review these games Tuesday because these are awesome games. No, it's not for each game. It's for the whole. It says who will be the next champion. It doesn't say or who will win the championship. It doesn't say who will win the first game. All right, guys. Great job. Get a drink if you need to. If you need to do a bathroom break, you better do it in between rounds because your clock will keep running, of course, during the game. All right. Any questions? You guys are ready? You can get started with your next game, although that was an awesome game, guys. That was awesome. Well played, both of you. Looking forward to the next game. Really looking forward to it. You can go ahead and rematch Matt if you want. It should switch the colors. And this time, Matt will be in white. I'm sorry, Matt will be black. Good luck, guys. All right, go ahead and get that next game started. We will put up the clock once the game gets started. Oh, he will. Sly, ready? Yeah, Sly says he's ready. Checkmate said he sent you the rematch. Good luck, guys. All right. Oh, well, we'll take a break, Checkmate. We did take a break. All right, you guys can silence me again. please silence me because I am talking about your game. Good luck to both of you again. Good start. All right. So Matt has black this time and Sly has white. And guess what we're playing, guys? Both of them play the French. Both of them play the French. Both of them play the advanced variation. I'm going to have so many Frenches to look at later. I'm ecstatic. Look at this. And they're not playing the same variation, but it's very similar. So if we see Sly doing things like this, we're gonna quit and go home, right? Because that would be weird. Hopefully they don't play the same exact variations that the other one plays, but this is, to me, amazing that they both play the French. This was unbeknownst to me that they played the French. All right, so normal is here. I don't know how well these guys know theory. We already saw that Black had some really nice opportunities the last game that he didn't take advantage of. So we'll see how it goes this time. And he does know theory. It looks like he knows theory. We'll see if he knows theory. This is exciting to me. These guys are both playing Frenches against each other. They're both French players. That's how rare is that? I tell you what. So you have this or this. But usually it's this. Because you don't want to drop that. But I guess he doesn't care about dropping that. Yeah, you normally take this way in theory. Theory says you take that way, and this is still, but yeah, and then that drops the queen. This is a standard trap. Very standard trap. We've seen this trap. LLMP has fallen for this trap, even though he should know this trap. Yeah, Bolt, oh no. Oh no, my queen. Standard trap in the French. And being a French player, you should know that trap and not fall into it. Because that is a standard trap. This is like basic trap. But Black did. White had taken with the knight, which was wrong. And Black had the free pawn. Black should have taken the free pawn. And this is where we get into a long think. A lot of players do it. When you realize, oops, wow, I lost my queen. So you're looking for, is there some way out of this? Is there some way? And usually there's not. And, right, we keep going. So now, yeah, you take there first before you take the queen, so you get the free, you make sure you come out way ahead. Now let's see if he's going to put his queen in timeout over here somehow. I got to see if he does that. Queen is under attack. Stranger things have happened where people just leave the queen. I think a simple move would have been here to pin the knight. That you don't need to give away that pawn. You pin the knight. Queen has a lot of scope, a lot of range. But he's up a whole queen right now, so I can understand him just saying, well, I'm putting my queen back here. But he undeveloped it, and you didn't need to. Exciting games, guys. So now this is the first time we saw a blunder. We saw no blunders the first game. First game was solid. There were some opportunities missed. I'd say some mistakes made, of course, but I didn't see any blunders. So this is our first blunder because he fell for a trap, again, that I thought he should know. That's what I mean by blunder here. So we just need to develop, I keep saying we. White needs to develop his pieces. Right? White just needs to develop his pieces. I'm not rooting for one or the other. I'm happy for both. But I will give a shout out to SlyChess because he does stream. But yeah, I don't believe I'm biased one way or the other. I'm happy for both. I'm happy that they're both here. Yeah, check out SlyChess' stream. He does these not strange but different. My shout-out's taking a long time to go. I don't know why. Alright, so we have some more. We did get some development. I'm still expecting the knight to get developed. What happened to my shout-out? Yeah, he doesn't really have a face cam, does he? He puts on There we go. I don't know why my other one didn't go through. That's really weird. Oh yeah, he doesn't really have a face cam. He has a, what do you call it? He has a, he shows those GIFs. GIFs, yeah. Yes, memes, GIFs, yeah. I guess, I don't know if memes are GIFs or memes. I know memes are supposed to be pictures like with words usually that are humorous. But his are GIFs, right? They short little clips, like short little video clips, like almost like TikToks, I guess, in a sense. All right. So what should he do? What should he do? He could come here and see about doing that type of stuff, and that would actually attack 2 undefended pawns. Now, he would want to be a little bit leery of that, but I don't think he should care too much. He can go here. If he takes here, he could take here, check, and he wins the bishop back. Oh, it's like he's listening to me. We know he's not. We know these guys are playing up and up and have turned off their speakers so they can't hear me. But yeah, that and see, I think that loses to that. Let's see if he'll find it. Will SlyChess find that one? Because I'm thinking you take here. You can't take here yet because this check wins that. Okay. I still think that was the correct move. But that's playable. And then you could put that in front if you wanted to. And that would have been so sweet too, because you couldn't even put the rook in between. Yeah, that check would have been my favorite. You couldn't even put the rook below, because the bishop still holds it. Yeah, this move was the move. Oh, does it? Ah, okay. I don't know. I learned Bolt. I'm learning Bolt. But yeah, oh my goodness. He just taking here was, I thought, a lot cleaner, better, faster, easier answer. I thought that was winning. I thought that wins the game. And this just lets him trade off pieces, which is not good for white right now. I mean black. Black can't really afford to trade off pieces. At least in my opinion. And we still have another pawn. Look at this, guys. We still have the pawn. That pawn is still going to be at risk. But he could protect it, but still, that'd be nice. If you go here and he has to put his rook behind the pawn, you step up in front. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why we're not taking free candy. We again. Sorry about that. It's not we. He could also go here to win that candy. So he has 2 choices. You can go here and double attack, or you could just take. Yes, some candy is poisoned. Poisonous? Yeah, I don't think that's how you spell poisonous. But yeah, some candy can be poisonous, and some candy is poisoned. And so we have to be careful. We have to be careful about free candy to make sure it's not poisonous or poisoned. Agreed, totally. Beware people giving away free candy. It might be poisonous. Might be poisoned. But yeah, he decided to go for that one versus the check and winning that one. And that makes kind of sense because, talk about poisoned. But it would have been you would have been a check. He probably would have moved back, and therefore you wouldn't get a check when you take there. But yeah, and white's looking good. Now, that's still only 2 games. It's best of 5. If he wins. Doesn't mean he's going to win, guys. There's no guarantee that he's going to win anything here. You got to play it out. So the nicety is that there are no bishops. There are no queens to attack this king on any diagonals. Yes, sir. So white can throw caution to the wind a lot, and yeah, but he also gets this one. He gets this kind of reply though. So yeah, I'm thinking he just goes here. If he goes here, he loses it to again double attacks. Queens are one of the best double attacking pieces in chess. Right? It might be the best. Now knights are also. Knights are super awesome because they attack 8 squares when they're towards the center. Anywhere near the center, they're attacking 8 squares at once. And Black's knight is attacking all these squares all at once. Oh, sorry. Attacking all these squares. So, he was setting him up for a check, I believe. Yep, I saw that one coming. I saw that one coming. Discovered. Pinned pawn. Best quad attackers, I'll agree, but double attacks, I think we should have a some kind of a competition to see which one is the better double attacker, the queen or the knight, because they're both very good. But here you go, the knight shows its strength right here in double attacks, and the rook is covered. So if he takes the right rook, he ends up with he's going to win both rooks. And he could take with the rook first, and that way if he takes back, then he takes back, and you end up with 2 rooks for a rook. If you take with the knight, he still gets to keep 1 rook hanging out. So this is a nice choice. Very smart choice by Sly, because now he almost has to take, and then he drops, and now you're up a rook and a queen. And I love it. I love it. I love it that Matt does not resign, because there's still stalemate possibilities. A draw does not hurt him. I mean, it still gets Sly closer to the magical 3 number, because it would be 1.5 versus 0.5. But it's still a lot better than a loss, right? You don't want to give him a whole point, especially if you get a half point at the same time. Yeah, Chess Wizard, that might be an idea. That might be an idea. I cannot argue your logic. He might want to stay away from it. He's only got 2 choices. No, he doesn't. He has 3 choices. Now, we could still see blunders, right? We could still see blunders. Blunders happen, guys. Blunders happen. That's all I'm going to say. Blunders happen. I thought that might come. I'd say even here and here. You'd even still take here. I'd even let him take just to take here. I mean, because why not? You got it way enough, but you could just move it. You can just move it. Boom. And then this pawn will fall when the knight moves. You don't have to give it away, right? Oh, you missed it. You missed it, King. How you doing? It was a trap that happens very often in the French, and he fell for the trap. What can I tell you? He fell for the trap. So he could take here or here. He's just cleaning up. Yeah, discovered attack. I thought he might do that, but I thought he didn't have to, right? He didn't have to. He could have also, well, he couldn't because the pawn was in the way. And this should be pretty straightforward. He's got 2 pawns that he can move. His king can move still too. Should be looking for the best way to mate him. I think knight here, queen here. Two move mate. The great Gambito. Yes, but I agree with you, Chess Wizard. He needs to switch it up. Oh, he took the pawn. No, he might still get a stalemate, guys. Stalemates are possible. He has no moves for his king. If this pawn gets taken off by, like, say, this king, it's stalemate. That's why I told you, anything is possible. Better was here. King couldn't move anywhere. This was mate. Right, he couldn't move here. He only could move here, and that would have been mate. Yep. So we see he's not right. It would have been a forced mate. So we see that they're still beginners. They're not experts. They're learning. They're both beginner players, really. So let's see if he knows this standard mate. Check here, mate, or check here, mate, or check there, and then mate. That works too. What? What happened to mate, guys? Oh, he still finds it, but wow. Why? I don't know why he... I don't know. All right, guys, that's 2. Good job, guys. Wow. We're having some really good games. That one, we saw what happened. It's a tough one, guys. So that's let me go back and turn off the clock. And this is exciting. We're up 2-0. One more win for Sly, and he wins. 2 draws, and Sly wins. Sly needs to get one more point, and he can do it through 2 draws or win. But it's not over, as you know. It's very, very possible for Matt to come back and win 3 games in a row and win the championship. All right, guys, no helping them. We're up to game 3 now. Good luck, combatants. Good luck. We'll see what happens. Will we have our 3rd French defense? All right, let me get the clock going. You guys can get started. You can take a breather for a minute if you like. You shouldn't read chat probably, guys, but otherwise, because chat's talking about opening lines and ideas and all that kind of stuff. Very exciting games. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to the... Oh, we got it started, guys. It has started. We are into the 3rd game. All right, 3rd game of the championship, and we eschewed Sly changes. Sly won with the French last game, but he had a chance to play the French again, and instead he's playing the Caro-Kann, and this would be a Caro-Kann that Sudakus is very familiar with. He actually had to play against this. Ratchet beat him in a game using this, and so it's very interesting that this is one of those like psychological things, right? You won with the French twice with white and as black. Why are you dropping out of the French? Why are you no longer playing the French? The French worked for you, right? So Tal was amazing. What do you mean very good? Tal was amazing. Yes, chat does misspell words. Yes. Yeah, I do not understand. Why Sly went away from the French. We're gonna have to ask him after this whole thing when we interview them. I'm really curious. Oh, the Tal variation? Yeah, see, because Tal is awesome, but you meant the Tal variation. Yes, did avoid G4, but the H4 advance is a trappy line against the Caro-Kann. Yeah, usually you get E6 in first to trap the bishop, and he didn't have E6 yet, so H4 might have been a little premature, because the bishop could have still backed all the way back up to D7 or C8. We have a totally different look and feel to this game. I don't think there's going to be any opportunities for anybody to drop anything major early. So before, where we had plays early where major pieces were dropped, at least the second game, this game we're not going to have that. I think this game will be much more equal. So we're going to see what happens here. Matt has to make a comeback. Matt's at the top of our screen. He's at the top of our screen with white. So he needs to make some headway, guys. He needs to make a move to get back into the running for this. He's down a little bit of material. Not material. He's down 2 games to none. He's down, not down. I didn't mean material. Sorry. All right. Hope you guys are enjoying this match as much as I am. What a nice one-on-one match. I like this better than you guys watching me play. This is just fun. Don't know. Don't have a clue. Keeps the rook out, but otherwise, I'm not sure what he's doing. I have no clue what he's doing. No clue. That looked juicy. This looked juicy because it's only defended once. And maybe if the knight moved, you know, 2 places, could have gotten 2 attackers on it. I think that would have been nice. Can't go here, of course. You just lose it. So we'll see. See, now he's back to here, which also is nice. Now, guys, we've talked last lessons, and we've talked about it a lot. Where do rooks belong? Open files. A rook belongs in open file. Now, that's a free pawn. So, again, free candy. Got to be a little leery about letting him come in. So that might make him hesitate about doing it. Whoa, what was that? Locks it in, but why? I don't know. And now he still gets this, but now you could trade the bishop for it. This would have been a nice prophylactic move, keeping the knight out. Still like it as a prophylactic move, keeping the knight out. Because if that bishop is gone, you're going to have a hard time holding on to the square. Well, maybe not. The knight should be able to go here now. Interesting choices being made, guys. I see this in the near future. This is a nice setup for Matt. Matt has a chance here to get a win. I feel this is nice because this is weak. And I didn't go for it because, you know, this would stop the knight from getting here, but he still gets this fork. And if he instead castled, right? So I'll take away this one, then the knight gets to sit here for a long time. And that would have been a nice square for the knight. This just blocks everything up, though. And we still need, they need to play on this open file. They both have this open file to play on. Matt and SlyChess should be playing on this open file. Doesn't really threaten anything that's not protected. So castling would have been fine. And putting a rook on the open file. Now white can take the open file. White has the opportunity to dominate the open file. He wants to protect the pawn first. Totally understandable. But black needs to castle and get a rook on this file. If he doesn't do this quickly, white should dominate the open file. Grab the open file and own it. And he wants to use, and actually the queen actually holds this pawn too. So we don't have to worry about this. This rook can move too. So yeah, white needs to try to own this open file. Black needs to fight for the file, but black needs to get a rook over here. But I think black is stuck with the idea of keeping my rook over here, which has some potential. But that knight also has a square. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. How can black fight for that open square? Nicety is if the knight comes in, you could push, right, and chase him away. So he gets the rook there first. I think that's a good idea. But now what do? Now you've got a castle to protect to get your second rook talking. Got to get your rook over there. And then this knight move does start some threats. So this is going to be an exciting game, guys. I think it's going to end up being an exciting game. Notice they're playing a Caro-Kann, but what do we end up in? The advanced French. We're still in an advanced French setup with the light square bishop being out of here. So he got rid of the light square bishop, and we still get into a French defense feel. I agree. I think he has some chances for crushing. But look at this. He says, you know what? I'm gonna keep my rook here. I'm not gonna castle into this mess. I'm gonna stay behind all these locked up pawns and stay safer. His king does have some different kind of king safety by sitting here. I just don't know how long he can withstand, because now I'm thinking the rook should double up, even as far as here maybe. But then the pawn here, probably not. But he could just go here. If he takes back. Queen takes back and then brings over the other rook, and he's still going to try to win this file. Oh, he does go all the way down, guys. That gives him 2 attackers. And if he takes back with the pawn, chasing the knight away. But the queen is holding the pawn now. Wow, this is getting dicey. Getting dicey. This is getting dicey. He almost has to take. No, it doesn't. He doesn't have to take. He's got 2 pieces on him. What am I saying? He still has 2 pieces on it. Wows. Oh my goodness. Here we go. He just donated a pawn to open up the side, and he says, I'm doubling up rooks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey, all hands on deck. All hands on deck, guys. All hands on deck. It's time for some bloodshed. They are not fooling around. They are going for serious bloodshed. Yes, aggression. They're both playing very. It's nice. Oh, and he takes. Oh, he takes. Oh my gosh, he takes. That pawn is going to push down his throat in a moment. I think that was a bad mistake. I think we're going to see. Oh, I think we're going to see that white is going to take advantage of this big time. That pawn, past pawns want to push. It's got a clean lane to go. I think the knight move here was almost mandatory. Wow. Wow. Matt's coming back. I think Matt might win this one, and we'll have a 2-1 game. What a nice... This championship is close. I like it. I like it. Come back by Matt. Yeah, I know you bet all your coins. This might be over. I agree. Oh, he gives up the knight. But he doesn't have to take the knight. He can still push the pawn. And if he takes the knight, he's going to take back with the queen? Because if he takes back with the queen, this pawn falls. Oh, look at this. Then he's going to look to pin the knight. Oh man, this is ugly. His queen won't be able to come over here and do anything. Now his queen is trying to stop the pawn. There's your blockade. So that this can be taken. So that means he almost has to move here or run away. But if he runs away, that doesn't work. He has to move up. I think he has to move up. He cannot allow this without being able to take back. I think he has to move up. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. The tide has turned drastically, guys. White has a very powerful attack going on. This is exciting. And he's wow. So far pieces are still, and he ignores it. He ignores it, guys. That drops the queen. Yep, that drops the queen. Queen has no place to go without that pawn queening. We get a check. But that won't stop the tide. Roll Tide, as the song goes, right? Alabama, Roll Tide. He's in trouble. His queen is going to fall. Wow, nice comeback, Matt. Nice comeback. Wow. Wow, nice comeback. By comeback, I mean winning the third game after losing the first 2. And inexplicably, in my opinion, Black went away from what worked for him the last 2 games. He had a draw the last time he played. Well, the last time he won with Black with a French, and then he drew the time before that. Yeah, this doesn't work. This is still over. Just takes. Knight takes. Queen can come down, threaten to take. You can't even, knights, it's just over. got choices, but yeah, it's basically over. You came second and lost only one game. Most of us who joined the really good, but all us play on chess.com. SlyChess were bad compared to their chess. Yeah. You get your ratings were lower than what they should be. Yes, understood. Niceties, you have things like that, but I don't think it's enough. I think he's in big trouble. Right? I mean, he is in big trouble. He's got a rook for a knight. Right now, he's got a knight for a queen. Probably his only chance is to hope something happens, but I don't know. And he's low on time, guys. This one's going to go past my 10 o'clock. I got that feeling for sure. They used all their time. The last time we did this, we had less time. So look at that. Just takes. Because if you take, you lose this one, and now the queen is going to, he's going to queen. Wow. Yep, this should be over now. And we get mate. All right, guys. Wow. Great game. Great game. Nice comeback, Matt. Again, if you guys want to take 2-3 minutes, don't forget, if you need a bathroom break, you better do it in between games, not at the beginning not before the game starts. So, I got to update my scoreboard. We have a win. Matt's on the board. Very nicely done, Matt. Very nicely done. Great comeback, being down 2-0, playing tough, coming back. We have fighting chess going on, and wow, you guys played really well. Really well. Whenever you're ready for the next round, you guys take a second if you need to. Breathe. Like I said, if you need a bathroom break, do it before you start the game. We're getting started, and look at this. We have another change up where every game was an E4 game up to this point. The first 3 games were all E4 games. We have a D4 opening. We have a D4 siding. SlyChess is the first one to change from the E4. And like he also changed from the French with black. So now he's changing away from his E4, which again he won with. And so again, I'm seeing that he's trying 2 different openings, well, 2 different systems for both. He wins 2 games in a row, and then he goes away from what won, as if his opponent is going to have good preparation the next game. That would be true if he had hours between games to study, but he didn't have hours to figure this out, right? I mean, these are quick games, guys. I would not have been worried about changing. I would have kept going with what worked up to this point. I would have kept going with what worked up to this point. So we look at this. We immediately get, just like last game, just like the other game, we're getting into a situation where basically they're falling for traps in the very beginning, and Sly gave him an opportunity by playing a line that's different. He was winning before this, and now he's playing a line that who knows if he knows how to play it well. He was rocking and rolling. He was winning. He had every game he had won, and now he's changing up as the winner. He's changed up. Don't get it. That doesn't really work. That comes out, and then what? Right? Then what? And you can't. Well, I guess you could just take. Now, he does get to take here no matter what, though. So that's part of the problem, I would presume. Oh, good, King. Good. So yeah, this is it's I don't understand the change. Sly had the advantage. He had the momentum. His openings were winning. He was getting good positions. And he went away from what worked. 2 times in a row, he went away from what worked. Why is he giving Matt opportunities to try different openings against him? I don't know. I don't know. No, that's just a blunder. Oh my gosh. No, it's not a blunder. I mean, he takes here, but he still gets this. But does he get trapped? No, he doesn't get trapped either. Almost. It looked like he almost got trapped. If the queen was here, he would have been trapped. If the queen was there. We can get a reversal on the threat. We can get a reversal on the threat. And by the way, you could go there because if he goes here, then the queen actually can go here with check. Yeah, and maybe even mates. Lots of possibilities. Boom, right there. Lots of possibilities. Gotta be careful though, because if the queen ever takes here, that'd be mate also. So he drops that pawn. You could just castle, because, right, you don't want to lose that. King would be out in the open. Oh, he's going for it, guys. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. This would be an interesting move, and I think a mistake. Because of that. Because you're going to get this check. And then that check. I think that would be mate out in the middle of the board. So that would be a mistake. That'd be fun. Be fun. Ah, so he does just castle because he can't just take. Right? He can't just take, guys. And now he doesn't have that check anymore. What is he going to do? What's he going to do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. Sly's playing from behind this game, guys. Oh my goodness. What games? Yes, agreed. Bishop to c6 was a good trick because it would have led to mate. But now you could do it. Because there's no more mate and you still got to hold on to this knight. So we're talking about here again? Probably. Okay, not all the way. I know he's down material, but still, it's an exchange, right? Was it? Yeah, he's got all 4 minor pieces. He's just down the exchange. It's just down an exchange. So, I say go ahead and trade off everything, and you're only down the exchange, and now he's getting forced into it. He's pretty much getting forced into the exchange. Yeah, wow. Bad, 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 bad. Forgot they had to hold on to the knight. Just had to come here. This doesn't hold on to the knight. Although it does attack this knight, you forgot this. You forgot this. So now you go here, rook comes. This is not good, guys. This one might be over. Wow. We might have a and I say it again. He allowed this to happen. So whoa, you guys, whoa, slow your roll, guys. My goodness. You do not have to start playing yet, Sly. You can take your breath. Okay, I guess we are playing, and we're not playing. Once again, they are not playing. They are on a roll. They do not want to slow down, which I think Sly should have taken a breath. I think Sly should have taken a breath. Matt just tied it up. And Sly should have taken a breath and said, you know what, let me get my wits about me. I don't want to tilt. And Matt tried to start right away because he just won the last game. But I think it's, if one of them wins this game, it's over. If one of them wins this game, it's over. Well, thank you, Sounds. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. Okinawa, that is England and Japan were the two places I've always wanted to visit when I was a kid. Never did, but two places I've always wanted to visit. So, wow. Nice. Nice. I'm glad you could join us. I'm glad you take the time to join us. Thank you. Alright, this is pretty much theory. There's nothing exciting going on here as in not being theory, but again, Sly changed his openings each time, and I don't know why. Won twice with e4 and the French, and then he switched up and played d4, and he played the Caro-Kann. I mean, it's nice to have different openings, but you're playing a match for the World Championship. You should play what's working. Why would you go away from what's working when you're playing in a match? Nah, but bold. If he's dodging preparation, his preparation won the game. His opponent's not going to have time to go study between games. He's not going to study between games. You play your prep again. Right? There was no trap. In fact, Black missed some opportunity. He missed some opportunities. He could have won the game faster. So yeah, why? Oh, I just think, I think he missed golden opportunities, much less opportunities. Golden opportunities. So let's see what happens here. Now we get a whole different kind of look and feel to the game. He can develop his bishop, and then maybe castle, queenside even. I like that idea. I like this idea. And then look to castle, queenside. Queen can come up here, bishop's here. Don't even develop this knight until later. I wouldn't even worry about my knight until much later. You could put it out here, but then you're begging to be pinned. You're begging to be pinned, guys. And I love pinning more than I like being pinned. I got a fly flying around in my room. It's annoying. This is it. Whoever wins this game, if there's a clear winner, if there's not a draw, if there's a winner, match is over. Whoever wins this, wins it, is the champion. Definite alignment issues. Definite alignment possibilities. But can he take advantage of it? And I'm still seeing the pin. Oh my gosh, this pin is still a beautiful thing. Sly's got to come back. Wow. 2-0, quickly fell back 2-1, and then 2-2. I mean, they are told matches they've ever played, they're 3.5, 3.5. So why not pin first, though? Just curious. And this knight now is free to help out, but that's about it. It's not doing anything else over there. All right. Well, Black still has 3 pieces, right? 2 pieces, 2 pieces. So this pawn is still can't move forward, can't take. Can move forward, but can't take. But, he's got 2 pieces, so that's not a problem. There's so many things. I'm still looking at pinning the knight. I don't know why you wouldn't pin the knight. No, I probably not. Probably not, King. That just helps him pull the pawn towards the center. I don't see any benefit there for Black. White is looking good. White has the center. Definitely owns the center. Look at that. Whoa. Well, I guess the queen can't take. There's a truism there. The queen cannot take. Queen cannot take. But now the knight can't move without losing the rook. Right? Because we haven't moved this bishop yet. Taking here gets very mucky. Where does he go? Right? If he goes here, which he could, Oh, he just goes there first because you know what? You can't take. But knight here, I think he's in great shape. But then you get the check. Can't take here, he loses. Check. Mate. So now the knight is under attack. You could use the bishop, but then his pawn is under attack twice. How about just that, guys? How about just protect? Protect. Attack the bishop, protect the knight. I like it. That solves his problems, I believe. So one of the beauties of chess is tactics, 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 right? And there's always tactics to be played for both teams. And here is an opportunity where you're looking at tactics. This tactic attacks the knight and attacks the pawn twice. But then this tactic says, well, I can raise you one. I'm going to attack your bishop and take that away from you. And if he takes, you could take this way. And then the knight can take. And then the bishop still has to get out of here. This bishop is killing me because otherwise the rook would have helped out and you'd be in good stead. You could, I'll take your tactic and raise you two. All right, so why not just take even with the rook? I would take with the rook. I would take with the rook. That way the queen, when the queen moves, I take the rook and say check. Queen has to take back, and then I can bring my bishop here, and I'm good to go. Or actually, this bishop is going to fall. I can get both pieces. I take with the rook. I take with the rook. Oh, guys, look at that. Oh my gosh! If he had taken with the rook, he was golden. Now he takes with the pawn. He has to take with the pawn. Because if he takes with the queen, he gets mated. He still gets mated because of the same problem. If he had taken with the rook, the game was over. If he had taken with the rook, the game was over. That's gotta hurt. Now you could just say, I'm not even gonna worry about the queen. Take my queen first, but he might as well take. But now he's down the exchange again. If he had taken with the rook, the game was over. Black wins, I think. Black would have won. Missed it. Took the wrong piece. Even if he had taken the knight with the pawn, it would have been better because he wouldn't have had the check. But if he had just taken the rook and taken the knight, let it be protected by the pawn, attacking the queen, game was over. Game was over. Game was over. Whew. Wow. Wow. And now what do you do? Because he's going to double up his rooks. So you can move your knight here, your rook here to be protected by the knight, so you can move the bishop. You gotta get this. You only got one rook left. You need to get him, and he's going right for the pawn so that you can't even do that. It's going for the pawn, so you can't do that. What do you do instead? What can you do? What can you do? If you move the bishop, you lose the rook for free. He can't afford to do that. So what does he do instead, guys? I don't know. He could still go here. He takes, and then he goes there. No, because then he gets to take with the rook, and he gets two pieces. So it's almost like he needs to do that, so he could. But he can't develop the rook that way either. Oh, he's so stymied. How about here? He takes here, and then bishop comes here to protect the rook, so he can at least save. What? I think this match is over, guys. I think we have a new world champion. I think he's tilted. I think we have a new world champion. Sly put up a great... Sly was winning 2-0. Sly was winning 2... What a comeback. Matt wins the next 3 games, I think. He might still not win this game, but it's looking really unlikely that SlyChess can pull this out in any way that I can see. He's giving away all his pieces. He gave away the bishop. He's giving away the knight. Hey, J. Dietrich, how are you? It's just a question of how do I want to take it. And he's just got too many pieces. No back rank mates, and now he's doing this to make as if he forgot he had a rook. Yep, I just see bad news coming left and right. He actually didn't even. He could have thrown in the check, and then with the bishop, he probably could have mated him out in the middle. He's got another rook still. Yeah, right? Oh, I have another rook. Where'd that come from? No, it wasn't mate right away. I'm saying, though, that he should be able to mate him. He has 2 rooks and a bishop, and everything is flying at him. I'm thinking he has mate. Yeah, I'm not sure what this move was either, but it doesn't matter because he's in trouble. He's been in trouble for a while now. I like it that he's fighting, though. Don't give up. Again, stalemate. He's still in the... If he gets a stalemate, he's got another chance. But oh, that hurt so much. His openings were working, and he flinched first. He moved away from his opening. I'm surprised. That just hurt so much that he gave that away. Oh, look at that. And if he takes, the rook takes back, and then you still can't take the bishop. The bishop is untakeable. You can't take the bishop. That's got to be frustrating. That doesn't help. Could have taken with the bishop, by the way, and set up a discovered attack. I love doing that, personally. But yeah, this is not looking good. He really only has one choice, so that one's easy. Well, we get this, threatening to checkmate with a pawn. And I don't see any way to even stop it. It's going to be checkmate by pawn, and there's no way to stop it. And he didn't see it. That's checkmate by pawn, guys. What happened? He missed checkmate by pawn. He missed the checkmate by the pawn. Well, I guess to take first and then run away. Yeah, he had checkmate. He had checkmate. Maybe we will get a stalemate. You never know. You never know. Yeah, it would have been nice. He had it. Push this pawn. He's got to lock up the pawn so he can get a stalemate. It's his only chance. Stop trying to win. You see, you can't take that pawn. You cannot take that pawn. You want stalemate. He still might be able to wangle it. It's his only hope right now. I think like I said, we're going to have a new world champion. The question is, who will it be? Okay, forced move. Unfortunately, forced move and mate. Oh man, guys, what a matchup. Still think SlyChess should have taken a breather, and I thought he should have kept with his same opening repertoire. He was up 2-0. My goodness. What a comeback. What a comeback from being up 2-0 to losing 3-2. What a comeback. What a comeback. It is a brutal game, isn't it? And we have it, guys. We have a new champion. We knew we were going to have a new champion, but what a way to do it. What a comeback win. Hard to believe. Wow. Wow. Definitely need some rounds of applause, guys. Wow. What a great job. What a great match. Being down 2-0. Being down 2-0 and then finding the resolve to come back and win 3 in a row. 3 in a row. SlyChess needed 1 win or 2 draws. 2 draws would have also given him the championship. Wow. Good games, guys. Good games, guys. That was very good. Yeah, I mean, wow. Wow. Good games. So Matt is our new world champion. I will be putting that on my about page, and we will, in fact, we can set that up right now, because right now the world championship and our match winner is MattBruce25, also known as Checkmate 442. Is our world champion. Congratulations. Great job, Matt. You are the new world champion for the Tiberian under 1800 world champion. I'm going to put that on my screen. I'm going to just keep it up there as the world champion, MattBruce25. You will be the world champion, so maybe you'll get people challenging you left and right, and we'll go. Oh, you turn on some music? Oh, okay. To be honest with you, Checkmate, you can watch my stream. I think Sly made the changes, and I think it was a bad choice. He went away from openings that were working for him. I don't either, Sly. You were up 2-0 playing E4 and the French, and then you won 2 in a row, and then you changed your openings, and you you won easy 2 games quickly with your opening, and then you changed away from your openings. I didn't know why you did that. And Checkmate said he's never going to play the advanced French again, as white or as black. So that was funny. Yeah, I don't know why you changed you went to the Caro-Kann, Sly, and you went to D4, and then in this game you went to E5. You didn't go back to the French that worked for you your first game. So, didn't understand. Didn't understand why you changed up. Did not understand that at all. Yeah, Checkmate. I would have been much more interested to see. I think it would have been much more interesting if Sly if Sly still played the French, to see what variation you would have had to change away from the advanced, because you had just lost. So that would have been, I thought, a much better choice by Sly. You guys had time beforehand to prep lines, look at lines, figure out what you wanted to play against each other, because you knew who you were going to play. And I think, I think it looked like you guys had, prepped for each other, but then you didn't stick to your prep, Sly. It looked like you just went and started playing other openings. Oh, well, yeah, okay. You're bored of the, wow, yeah. That's a good, honest answer. Thank you. But wow, yeah. I if I was your coach, I would have been like, "What are you doing, man? You just won 2 in a row. You got to play the same opening until he beats it." Especially since all you needed was 2 draws. Yeah, I think you should have. You should have stuck with it. You lost when you went to new openings. Even the last game, you could have went back to the French again. I love the French. And and I thought we were going to have like every game be a French, because both of you played the French. And then you went out, and Sly, you blinked first. You moved away. He kept playing E4. You played D4, and you stopped playing the French. So it was interesting. It was exciting. It was a great match. It's just not what a comeback. Matt was down 2-0. Yeah, well, but you win go talk to Magnus Carlsen, okay? You're trying to win the championship. Yeah, that was well done. It's very well done, very exciting. So Matt, hopefully you don't knock yourself out of contention by being over 1525. I think we're going to give a little leeway and make it 1550 chess.com rating, because 1525 is such a weird number. But if we just roll it up to 1550, I think that would be fair. And so we're going to make it 1550 chess.com or 1800 LeChess. So you got to be both of those. So I think I'm pretty positive you're okay now, because that wasn't your high. That was a very well even match. I loved it. It was great. You guys were great. Now, the way this works is we start the qualifiers again next Tuesday. We will find for 3 weeks, and then the 4th week we have a candidates tournament. And checkmate, you can't play in any of the qualifiers because you're the champion. You're going to just sit and wait. And you play as much as you want, but you can watch all of the qualifiers. You can watch all of the challenge, the candidates, and then whoever wins the candidate, one winner of the candidates, will play you that Friday. So right now you get to hold the championship, and unless you're disqualified, you get to hold the championship. And every month you'll have a new challenger until you lose. You'll be able to stay the champ, and we'll see how long as you can keep it. Because basically, you have the chance of losing it because you're getting better, right? And if you keep playing for the championship and you keep winning, your rating should also go up. Okay, I've got to give out the points. Oh, I typed that wrong. Okay, let me know. I appreciate it. So choose the outcome. MattBruce won. And who got points? I think Chess Wizard, I think he put in points. I think he should have won points. I don't know. Let's see. Yep. Chess Wizard is just cleaning up. 18,000 points. You could do sound effects forever. 18,000? You could do sound effects forever. Just go for it, Chess Wizard. All right. That was great. Past my bedtime. Worth staying up for, guys. Worth staying up for. I need to find who we're going to. Oh, Sly is actually streaming. Sly, you going to keep streaming? Or are you done? Yes, he did. Sly, are you still streaming? Or are you going to be getting? Are you done? Because if you're going to keep streaming, I will pass this rate over to you.
But I guess.
Can you let me know, Sly? Are you going to stream? We'll give you a raid there. Hopefully you're going to keep streaming. We'll raid you, my friend. And have a great night, everyone. It was a great championship. I will be reviewing the games on Tuesday before the next qualifier, and then I'll get back to lessons for the next 2 weeks after that. But we got to go over these games, and we'll use this for the lesson. So we'll do a lesson, and we'll get something out of it at the same time. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great night.